These apps.
It's working now.
Oh yeah. What was it?
I don't know. Maybe I just left it on the loading screen for too long, and then because you joined, maybe I don't know.
No, we broke the internet, lads.
Yeah, it's fine. It's not the first time.
These apps.
It's working now. Right.
Oh yeah. What was it?
I moved my computer. Brilliant. I moved my computer. It got dodgy.
No, we've lost your audio.
No.
Well, we've got you. But we're really quiet. This is not a great start to the year.
Yeah, we're back, but we're not. You know.
Yeah, we're back, and we're as bad as we've ever been before.
Nothing changes.
Yeah, you still sound like you're in a toilet, mate.
Well, maybe I am.
Well, yeah. No, that's just McLaren's hopes.
There we go. Hang on. Oh.
It all started with such great intentions.
We were doing quite well.
Yeah. Until we actually went live.
Yeah. Like, what the hell is going on here?
We will be with you shortly, YouTube.
No, we won't. Oh, that's right. Hello?
Good to be back.
Why is this? Maybe we should like not be live and just. Yeah.
There we go.
That's better.
Yeah. Hello.
Hi.
Do not touch the computer, Carl.
No, do not.
I was trying to go onto Monkeyseat, and then it all went very weird. Oh, there we go. There we're live. Jesus, 88 episodes. Have we really done that many?
Yeah, I mean, I thought we'd be over 100 by now, but we kind of slowed down a bit because we used to do them every week, didn't we? And then
oh yeah, when we
stopped doing it.
We didn't have a life.
Yeah, back in COVID.
In COVID, that's the thing. Yeah. We were those COVID kids.
Yeah, when we just literally had nothing to do. We just like.
And yet somehow we've kept it going. Am I right? This is season 4.
This is season 4. Yeah.
Have we done 4 seasons of this?
We did 2020, 2021, 2022, and now we're in 2023.
Did we do 2020? I don't feel like we did 2020.
Yes, we did 2020, but it started in July. So we're not quite 3 years old, but this is our 4th season. Go figure.
Yeah.
It makes sense. It makes sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
I just managed to do a wave on YouTube with a pink hand. I'm not sure how I did that, but
you and your pink hands.
Yeah. Yay. Should we start this podcast?
Yup. We're back.
Because I've got a surprise for you.
Ooh. You haven't updated it.
Has taken the checkered flag.
He's updated it.
That was absolutely brilliant. No, Sergio Perez is giving it everything. Oh no, Maggie, that was so not right. Goes Leclerc, through goes Hamilton. Unbelievable stuff. And into each other goes Valtteri Bottas and Sergio Perez. Bottas took out control of the car. And at the back, that's George Russell out of this race. Daniel Ricciardo makes contact there with Kevin Magnussen, and there's a second contact.
I'm going to have to go back and re-listen to that because that's a new start. That's really confused me.
I didn't tell Carl I'd update the title sequence because for the last 2 years he's done nothing but nag me to update it, and I've tried to do it, and I got to the point where I was like, do you know what? Nothing sounds cooler than a V10 engine. So whenever I tried to change it, I was like, it just doesn't sound good. But I thought, sod it, no, we've got to do it. We've got to update it. So I've updated it with modern references, and I'm going to try and do it more often now. I'm going to try and put some updated references in there. But yeah,
I'm going to have to go through it again because I've no idea what half that was.
Yeah, I need to play around with some of the levels as well. So you may find it changes from week to week a little bit. But I'm going to do it more often. It's going to be up to date.
Anyway, we're back.
Hi, we're back. Yeah,
we never ended though. We never ended season 3. We sort of just went off the cliff.
It only seemed like a couple of weeks ago. George Russell won in Brazil, which was the last time we did a podcast.
God. Yeah, sorry guys. We have now decided we're going to commit more and actually do this properly. Yeah. So
you say that. Let's wait and see.
No, I have every intention now. Like my life's changing here.
We both use the Time Tree app to plan our lives, and we've created a Time Tree calendar that we're sharing.
And we're not sponsored by Time Tree. Well,
no,
we
we're
should
not
be.
sponsored by Time.
There we go.
No.
They
They should give me a free subscription.
Yeah.
For the premium. I don't know what the premium version gives you. But
Yeah. What is the premium? Yeah. What's the premium? Anyway.
Oh, whoops. Good start.
There we go. Press buttons. You're pressing too many buttons. I can't press anything, otherwise it all goes tits up. What the fuck? I love that.
Good start.
I'm surprised that didn't make it in.
F1 is back. We've had testing, but
We've
what
had
happened
testing.
in testing? What happened in testing?
So
This is our new
this
feature,
is my new feature. Yeah, I've got a new feature. We're going with features now. We all, to be honest, let's all be honest, we all got bored with Tom talking for minutes, and then we got bored with me talking about things, trying to work out who was where and when and what happened in the race. So here is what I think happened during testing. So F1 is
nothing with what actually happened, probably. But sorry, carry
yeah.
on.
So we'll have to see what happens. This is what I think happened. So F1 is back. Merck is in black. There were too many influencers and presenters as presenters. Where were the decent presenters? This was sorry. I'm just going to clarify this. I've gone back in time beyond this to all the livery things. So who were these random influencers? There was some random little dude on the McLaren one that you were like, do you even know where the camera is? And a very tall lady next to him. There was the American one, the Red Bull one that made no sense. And I don't think anyone really wanted to be there, including Stefan, whatever, the FIA guy. So it was all a bit random. Red Bull had no idea what was going on. Alpine turned it into one big long social ad campaign, and social campaign themselves. And it was like, yeah, here's all the great things we're doing, and we'll be here for an hour and a half. I don't like literally everyone else is like half hours. Williams had the lowest budget, obviously, but at least they did have Will Buxton. That's probably part of the problem. They couldn't even afford an influencer. Yeah, they couldn't even afford an influencer. Ferrari was very Italian, although they just looked like they were on an airfield with a big grandstand behind them. I have no idea where they actually were. And McLaren was just tedious, as I've already said. Anyway, I missed the other ones. I have no idea what happened to them. I think the Aston Martin one was exactly the same as last year. It was a green car coming down a green alleyway, and that was as exciting as he got. But at least they did have a decent presenter. And that was it. So what happened? Where was the rest of the presenters? Why didn't they? Anyway. So back to actual testing. It is only testing, lads. It is only testing. Just to clarify, it is only testing. It's only testing. Yeah. Are we aware it's only testing? Jesus Christ, it fucking drew me up the wall. We're only testing. Anyway, so there's a droppy wing on the front of the house and then an uppy wing on the Merc. No idea what that means. Everyone get really obsessed with these uppy downy wing bits. And they're like, literally, they were about an inch long and they were getting all crazy about it. Aston were looking good, but Stroll took a stroll off his bike and hurt his handies. Well, we think he hurt his handies. No one's really sure where he is. He's probably just sucking some dick somewhere. But
come on. That's too far.
But I don't quite know where he is. Anyway, some little shit came in who actually won the F2. I remember. So Dragovic won the F2, which how shit must be that you come into you win the F2 and yet there's 3 other people who didn't win F2 ahead of you in the queue, and you're like, what the fuck are they doing there? Anyway, he did get his chance, and he's now going and doing the actual chance. It was like a weird hybrid of F1 TV and Sky. It got all a bit weird at points where the guy with the big hair from F1 TV was talking to the guy from Sam Collins. The geeky guy who was getting geeky about the uppy downy bits on the front of the thing. He was talking to what's his fucking name? Anyway, some lad in Sky One, and it all got a bit weird, and it was just like they didn't want to talk to each other, but they had to, and it was just awkward. Ted's had a haircut and got obsessed with cheese. Oh yeah, that happened in Ted's after bit, which I sat there for like 8 hours, is it, of testing or whatever it is, and then I still watched Ted's talk about cheese. So I literally have no idea. I actually only sat through 2 days of it. Anyway, Haas now has a smaller pit wall, which I think we'll talk about later. It's mental. They've only got 3 seats compared to Red Bull's like 8 or 10 seats or whatever match they've got.
Aston have got 8.
Aston have got 8. Well, yeah, they've just got all the money. Let's just throw it on the pit wall. McLaren looking shit. What's going on there? Like, are they looking shit? Are they not? Like, no one's really. The problem is, it's only testing, so no one's really sure what's going on. Gunter and Matteo took a drive in a Fiat 500 and talked Italian and drunk wine. There's new tires. C1 is now CO0. C1 is now the new tire, and there's different lines, but the lines don't make. The lines are not going to be the lines on the racing, so it makes fuck all sense. So they kept going on about these bloody lines and words and things, and it's just like, what the hell are you doing here? Anyway, whatever happens, they're going to be red, yellow, and white, so it doesn't really make any difference. There's new wets, but fuck knows what they are. They're coming in Imola, but no one fucking knows. Are they new wets? I couldn't work out if there's new wets on what the wets are, or if there's a new intermediating between the intermediate and the wets. Anyway, I'm sure you'll be able to clarify that to me because I haven't got a clue. We've all been risen up. I've no idea why I've written that, but we seem to have all been risen up. The CEO's got into the room, talked about porpoising. Horner suggested that Toto changed his fucking car.
That was last year. You're
Toto
talking about Drive to Survive here, aren't you?
Oh shit! Is that what happened?
Yes.
But fuck all the Reds. Apparently until Merck. I don't know. I have no idea. Vols first media. Who is this Vols? Who is this guy? Vols. Oh yeah, not Vols. Not Vols as in animals. It's Vols as in letters.
The voice of Valtteri, it's James. You need to let Lewis pass because he's too fast. Basically.
Okay.
That's
he's arrived, but he's only been. No one wants. He can't. He's not talking to anyone because he's only been in the job 2 days, and the PR team are going, "No, do not talk because you're going to fuck everything up." Is De Vries a rookie or is he not? I don't think even De Vries knows whether he's a rookie or not. So was somehow fastest day 2. But again, this is only testing. And who the fuck is Chile? Because Carlos has changed his name to Chile. When the fuck did that happen? Anyway, and then I sort of gave up because day 3 was just on a Saturday and I couldn't be asked.
Well, okay, that was. We've already got a couple of grid talkers in the comments, like
have we?
saying how off the rails this whole episode is already. So I have got no idea what's happening. You've asked about 600 questions there, so
there we go.
Where to start? How to unpick all of that? Yeah, you're right about.
Oh right, hang on. Did everyone just hear that? I'm right. I'm right.
Let's start with the low-hanging fruit.
Let's just go with that. I am right, lads.
Let's. I think it's going to be a long season for McLaren.
It's going to be a long season.
That's not looking good at all.
Yeah.
You seem to have missed as well in that about how the Mohammed Ben Sulayem, the head of the FIA, is basically taken a step back as well. He's just been the guy behind all these like jewelry checks and stupid enforcement of rules that we don't care about and just saying stuff on Twitter just to annoy people. Seems like people have got a bit fed up with him, so he has now taken a back step from Formula One. He's running everything to do with the FIA, which is obviously
what he should be doing.
All of motorsport and cars as well, and road safety, and now it's going to be other people looking after Formula One. So that's probably going to be.
Is that? But it's still going to be Stefan DeMarchi, whatever his name is.
Stefano runs Formula One.
Yeah, so he's going to. Yeah, so the FIA
that's separate.
Oh, is that separate?
The FIA.
So who was meant to be at the Red Bull thing?
Stefano.
Why would he have been there? I don't understand that. Does he go to every single one? I could not work that one out as to why. Oh, he's here. Oh no, he's not. Where the hell was he?
No, hang on. I think I'm getting myself confused here. I think Stefano, is he part of the FIA or is he part of Formula One? I can never remember now. I think he might be part of. I'm all confused.
Anyway, I think with
maybe
whichever one he is, wherever he is, why the hell was he at Red Bull's announcement?
Yeah,
or whether he wasn't. But then he didn't turn up, and it was just like, what the fuck?
He was there. It was because he did interviews. He was actually being interviewed by Nate Saunders, I think, when he was supposed to be on the stage.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was there, but he wasn't supposed to be like endorsing Red Bull. So that's why he didn't go up on the stage.
But then he was. And then, he was there and he must have been, it was just weird. Anyway, the whole liveries this season, unveiling, every single one of them was weird. Every single one of them was weird. I think all of them that I watched. Huh? Ferraris was weird.
Yeah, but they actually
Hang
set
on.
the car. They actually set the car out on track. That is a car launch. That is a car. Here it is. Here it is on track, driving round. There's fans there.
Yeah, but it's meant
That
to be a
was car
livery launch, not a car launch.
Well, no, it's supposed to be a car launch. The trouble is, everyone else has done livery launches when they're
All
calling them car launches, because car launches draw in fans. Livery launches, oh, who cares? It's just a load of paint, or not paint, as the case may be this year.
Yeah.
So they call them a car launch, and then they don't actually show you a car. That's what pissed me off of a lot of them, like Red Bull and people like that, and they just didn't. They didn't actually show cars. Same with Aston Martin. Well, not Aston Martin. Sorry, they did show you a car. Alpine, another annoying team beginning with A. They just showed 2 fake cars. So it's just, okay.
Oh yeah. Alpine. Here's the livery that we're going to go for this year. Oh, actually, there's 2 liveries. What the feck are you on about? Like, is it the pink one? Is it the blue one? Which one is it? Which one did they have in testing? The blue one.
The blue one is going to be their car, but they're gonna run...
Yeah, but the blue one was out in testing.
Yeah, the blue one is their car.
Yeah.
And then the pink one they're going to run at a few events, I think, and I think they might be running it at a few races.
Let's start the first.
They did it last year, if you remember. The first 2 races of last year, they had the pink car.
Stefano, sorry.
Yeah, Owen said about.
Owen said that.
He was there for the Ford launch because obviously Red Bull have announced that they have a partnership with Ford.
Oh yeah.
From 2026.
Yeah, great.
The most overrated manufacturer in Formula One history is coming back.
Yeah, it's like there's so much in the future going on. It's just like it was like, here's the big announcement, and it was just like, but it's not happening for another 2, 3, 4 years. What the hell are we? 3 years.
Anyone listening to this podcast who doesn't know a lot about Ford's history in Formula One, a lot of people will tell you Ford are the second most successful brand in Formula One history. They have won more races than anyone except Ferrari in Formula One. And yes, that as an engine manufacturer, those are facts. However, there was a long period of time where every car on the grid except Ferrari were supplied by Ford. They have also... It's basically safety in numbers. The Ford double 4-valve Ford engine was basically the staple of Formula One for about 20 years. Yeah. And that was where the majority of
this is Red Bull, which I'm finding really weird. Like, they announced, the Ford announced that Red Bull announced that there was a Ford coming on, and then they're still sponsored by Honda. I was like, who's the happy one in the bed here?
I think I could be wrong on this, but I think the last time Ford won a Grand Prix would have been probably Johnny Herbert at the Nürburgring.
Yeah, which 94, 5?
No, it would have been the last season of Stewart before they became Jaguar, which probably would have been around 2000, something like that.
Oh, was it that late?
Yeah, and then Ford, I think they pulled out when Jaguar pulled out, and then they came back in with a Cosworth engine in 2010, but they had the 3 worst teams on the grid. So yeah, I think sort of 99, 2000 was the last.
Are they going to be Ford engines or are they going to be Cosworths?
Well, no, because Cosworth is a company that tune Ford engines. I think Cosworth... I mean, do you know what? There is someone in the chat who knows, because one of his old clients for the company, I don't think he works for that company anymore, but one of his biggest clients was Cosworth.
All right.
And said person had some information that he wasn't allowed to share, obviously, until after the announcement, but he knew about it in advance. So,
all right.
So that's...
He signed his NDA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very good. If his bosses are listening, he was very good. He didn't say anything.
Yes.
But,
nice.
But so that was Red Bull. Say Ferrari, I thought were good. Mercedes back in black, trying to make out.
I didn't see their one. I just saw.
I saw theirs. I was walking around. At work with my phone in my hand, and kind of watching it as it happened. It was alright. It was a bit cringy in places, but it was fine. It was a launch. There was a car
Alpine's was awful. McLaren's was awful. Alfa Romeo's was awful. Actually, I didn't see Alfa Romeo's.
Haas just did a drop on online, didn't they? They just released a picture online, and that was it.
Is that all they did?
Yeah,
that was their big
that's all they did.
Release. Alpha Tauri had a closed show. That was at the closed show, wasn't it? That was it.
It was, and that was even shorter. That was just like, that was terrible. Like, why do a launch
and then
event?
Williams was just in a studio.
Why do a launch event in New York and not actually do anything for it? It just seems a bit odd.
Yeah. Both Red Bull and AlphaTauri in New York. Why? Why are they all in New York? They're not a New York company.
Obviously, AlphaTauri are the sister team of Red Bull, so they're just going to do their launches in the same place. Red Bull did it in New York because of the Ford sponsorship deal. They wanted to be in America. New York is obviously primarily the state, but most eyes on Formula One.
Yeah, but it's not. Like, sorry.
It's a
why do it? Yeah, but why do it? Hang on. Why do it in New York? That'd be like going to London and having the launch up in Birmingham. It'd be like, why are you in Birmingham of all places?
It's because of the Ford thing.
Yeah, but Ford is from Detroit. Do it in Detroit. Like, why do Ford like famously, car building capital of the world, Detroit? Go there, do it there. That makes sense. Do it in Miami. That makes sense. Do it in Las Vegas. That makes fucking sense. Do it in New York. Makes fuck all sense, apart from being on the East Coast and the timelines not being too mad.
This is going to be.
And it was still at fucking midnight or something stupid. It was one of them. This was one of them that was at midnight.
I'm going to get a word at some point. This what they should have done for the Ford launch. They should have released it in Dagenham. Just a quick trip down the A13.
Would have made more sense. That's the irony.
Oh, yeah.
Would have made more sense. It's just like, no, New York makes fuck all sense. Like, I get weirdly, I understand AlphaTauri more than I understand, but I also don't understand why Alpine's was in London. It was like, what are you doing here?
A nightclub.
No, it wasn't. It was a magazine.
It was a nightclub.
No, magazine's it's an event space.
Is it? Oh, okay.
Yeah, magazines. Although they forgot to mic up the audience, so when she was talking to the audience, it was just dead.
Yeah, I didn't actually see the Alpine.
Oh, really?
I heard some. I heard a
funny.
few people talking about it, so I kind of got my
info
secondhand. But yeah, so testing went pretty well, I think.
I mean, no one really crashed. No one did anything. It was really boring.
There's a couple of spins. I mean, Bahrain's got massive gaps.
But you know why? Because we've got rid of all the spinners. Schumacher's gone. Mazepin's gone. Latifi's gone. We've got no one now that spins. No, not a single person that grid is a complete nunce yet. I do say yet.
Give it time. Sargent hasn't hit the track yet. No, Sargent's great. Like, I mean, to people who listen to us
he's still doing well.
I was a fan of Logan Sargent in 2020. Not so much in 21 and 22 because he didn't have the machinery really to show what he could do. But in 2020, him and Oscar Piastri were like, he'd come to the last race of the season going to Mugello in Formula 3. He looked like he was going to win the championship. And it was Piastri that took it because Sargent got punted into the gravel, so you know that could have dented Piastri's like meteoric rise up the formula. Piastri gets the nod to go to I think he went to Prema in F2, who were the top team obviously, and won the F2 straight away. Whereas Sargent did another season in F3, but didn't have the budget. I think he went to Charouz, which at that point had never won a race. He won a race with them. Managed. Is
anyone as bored as I am?
Managed to get managed to get a ride in Formula 2, and then Simon Williams. So it's good that he's got that. I think he's going to do all right.
Like a fucking history lesson with Tom Horrocks.
Yeah, damn straight.
I mean, Logan Sargent is De Vries a newbie? That's the question.
Yes, he is. He is.
Is he a rookie?
He's done a race, but he's still a rookie. He's only done one race in Formula 1. If Pietro Fittipaldi signed a contract, would he be a rookie? Yes, because he's only done 2 races because Romain Grosjean was putting his hands out. So yes, he is a rookie.
Yeah, but like everyone's like, yeah, and he even like, I'm not a rookie.
He is a
I'm not
Formula
a rookie.
1 rookie. He's done a lot of testing, and he's done 1 race last year. He's still a Formula 1 rookie. Yes, he's done lots of other stuff. He's Formula E world champion. He's done some endurance cars, Formula 2, all that kind of stuff. Yes, he's done a lot of other motorsport.
Yeah, but by being a Formula E world champion is the same as being a Formula 2 world champion. It's the same thing.
Of which he also is.
Yeah, it feels like the same thing.
He's a very accomplished driver. But, if Marc Marquez stepped into a Formula 1 car tomorrow, he would be a rookie despite being a world champion in MotoGP,
Yeah.
He would still be a rookie.
It'd be like one of the guys from Indy dropping in. He'd still be a rookie.
Like
no matter how.
Or something like that. I mean, technically, even if Alexander Rossi came into F1, he would be classed as a rookie because he didn't do a full season. He only did 3 or 4 races for Marussia. Maybe he did about 5 or 6 races, but he didn't do very many races for Marussia, and that was back in 2011.
Yeah.
So even he would still be classed as a rookie because he hadn't done a full season.
Yeah.
And
So
that's
like,
very
so he
different
is a
from the
rookie.
format
Get over it,
Yes.
you little jumped up prick. I think he's going to annoy me. I think he's the one that's going to annoy me the most.
then.
I
He's
have the
Dutch.
feeling he's going to fucking annoy me so much that he's going to be my new hate person. The irony being is I have a Formula E Nick De Vries hat.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'll have
Okay.
to wear it next time.
Yeah, definitely.
So
I want to know, are you going to be hating on George Russell again this year, or are you going to give him a chance?
depends how he does. No, because I think Nick De Vries is going to piss me off more.
Because I think in 2020 you were very much Alex Albon.
I love Alex Albon. No,
Yeah,
no,
but you were a hater of him in 2020.
no.
2021, who was your hater in 2020? Probably Verstappen, maybe. Last year
Yeah.
it was George Russell.
No, Hamilton. It was Hamilton.
What, in 21?
Anyone was Hamilton.
I'm not so sure.
Was it not? Anyway.
Maybe
Yeah,
that's
definitely.
2020 you were Hamilton. But
Yeah, definitely Russell last year.
yeah. Oh, yeah,
Um,
believe me, we know. We noticed.
I mean, let's see what happens. I think it might be De Vries. I think he's going to annoy me.
Out of
think-
rookies,
But who
I
knows?
don't know.
Out of rookies, I think he's going to annoy me. I don't think Piastri's going to annoy me, and I don't think Sargent's going to annoy me.
Yeah.
He's going to annoy. De Vries is, and
So-
Hulkenberg is, back in, so I don't really care about him.
Yeah, I think the thing is, I would rather have seen Mick Schumacher continue in Formula One than Hulkenberg have another shot.
I'd just like to clarify, I do
But-
not plan to have people that I hate.
Oh,
but-
okay, I do.
you sit there.
I have to have someone every year that I have to latch onto to be like, you are my hated. Last year it was
And who was it
Latifi.
last year?
It was
That's
Latifi.
the obvious one.
It was Latifi last year. I think it was probably Stroll the year before.
Okay.
I
Yeah, well,
just don't like people in Formula One that shouldn't be in Formula One.
yeah, that's half the grid.
No, I don't think it is now. Not so much.
No, I was
I
just
think
going
it's-
through it. Actually, it's not.
I think
it's
it's
not
it's
that
got a
many.
lot better now.
One,
We've got
two,
gone past the rich playboy bit now. It's now kind of people who are
three.
there for legacy, people who are there because their dad owns a team, and people who are there for money. But there's not very many of them now. You know,
Yeah, it's
we've
about
got rid
three.
of, Raikkonen's gone now. I'll happily stand corrected about Alonso. He's clearly still got a lot to offer Formula One, and he is box office. So I'm happy for him to be there. Hulkenberg is, if Hulkenberg doesn't perform, then I don't want to see him continuing. Give him 1 year. Yeah, De Vries, I wasn't too fussed about coming in, but again, if he performs, then he deserves to be there. So Sargent, again, he'll probably be the one.
That's
If
just
he's-
such a volatile mix. Those two.
yeah. If Sargent isn't
Bunch of
performing,
penises.
Sorry, who's this?
That whole AlphaTauri setup is just a bunch of penises.
I think it's probably potentially. We'll talk about it later, but potentially one of the weaker driver lineups. I'm looking
One
through
of them.
it now.
It is the weakest driver lineup. I would think Albon and Sargent are stronger. By far. By far. Anyway, we'll get back to that.
It's
Let's do.
the least. Is it the least experienced? Maybe. No, Tsunoda and De Vries is least experienced. Yeah. So
Yeah. So
I was thinking, or
yeah,
Albon
the
and
least
Sargent. Yeah.
experienced.
So the youngest
I
driver
think-
lineup is
Well,
Norris and
no,
Piastri.
because it depends. Albon and Sargent. I think actually Tsunoda and De Vries is stronger. Bearing in mind, if you take time in F1, but then also take time out of F1, and
Tsunoda's just starting his
De
third
Vries-
season, and so is Albon.
Albon's done. But he's actually had 4 seasons, hasn't he?
No,
when
he's-
did De Vries win
He had
Formula
he had a
2?
year out, didn't he?
Yeah, when did De Vries win Formula 2 though?
The year after Russell, 2019.
Yeah, before Albon left Formula 2.
No, so it was Russell, Norris, Albon were the top 3 that all graduated at the same time. De Vries finished 4th that year, and then he won the following
Okay.
year.
Okay.
Then he went to Formula
so
E, did
then he
1
has-
season, then he won
Okay.
Formula E in his
Okay.
second season, and then Van Dorn won it last year, and then De Vries came back.
Okay. Okay.
So let's look at this. And so now we've seen testing. We've got the race this weekend. Looking ahead to the season.
It was only testing, Tom.
It was only testing.
It's like testing my nerves. I'll give you that. It was testing my nerves.
Where do we think the teams are gonna pan out? So this is kind of like our predictions for where we think
That's
they're
a
going
new
to
sing
pan
song.
out. No, we've had that for a few years. I just don't use it very often.
Yeah.
So, what's your order? Where do you reckon the drivers are going to pan out? So, who do you reckon's the quickest car out the blocks? Who's going to be the fastest car this season?
Red Bull.
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm going Red Bull as well. I'm going to write these down.
I think it's quite simple, as an option.
Yeah, I think they are Red the quickest team. Who do you reckon second?
Mercedes.
You reckon Mercedes
stop writing things just that you think I'm going to put in. Tom started writing Ferrari there, thinking I was going to say Ferrari.
I thought you were going to say Ferrari. You reckon Mercedes are ahead of? Because I say Ferrari.
Yeah.
But you reckon Mercedes? Okay, cool.
Yeah, and then Ferrari, and you say yeah.
So you're saying Ferrari are the third quickest team at the moment?
Yeah.
Okay. What about fourth place?
And now this is where I give up. This is hard. This is like the top three. They're sort of interchangeable, but at least you've got an obvious step three. The rest of them, there's Aston, Alpine, McLaren. Jesus, you've really gone McLaren though. Sorry, I've just seen your list.
Spoiler alert.
No, spoiler alert. I reckon Alpine next.
You're going Alpine, right? I've gone Aston Martin. I think Aston Martin. See, this is a difficult one. I think they're going to start with the definitely the.
They're going to do the Haas of last year, aren't they?
I just think like their driver lineup may be slightly limited, but I also think the same about Alpine. So that's why I think Mercedes will be ahead of them.
I think Alpine's lineup's actually quite strong.
I think it's very middling.
And I think Aston Martin's are strong, but they're going to be... The problem you've got with Aston Martin is how long Stroll's going to be out for. That's one question. If he's only out for one race, then fine. They might make up. But what's his chops is not going to... Djokovic is not going to make... he's not had the time in the car.
No, but I think... Fundamentally, I think his ceiling is higher than Stroll's. He's not up to Stroll's level now because Stroll's got
but that's what I'm saying.
5 years experience.
This is the problem. That's why. But then when you're going against Alpine's Gasly and Ocon, who have the experience, I don't think Aston Martin's got one very strong experience and one rookie at the moment, and that rookie is under tested as well.
The reason I think so,
depending how long it goes, and bearing in mind Stroll hasn't been in the car for that testing or for anything, so it's weirdly all going to be set up for Djokovic because he's tested, and then Stroll's then got to come in, so he's going to be on the back foot for the first 2-3 races he's back.
I fully understand why you say that. The reason I
think it's a numbers game at the moment. I think it's a numbers game as opposed to that. I don't think the Aston Martin is slower than the Alpine. I think just the numbers game of how things are panned out will suggest that Alpine will be ahead of Aston Martin on points.
So just to clarify, are you saying this for is this full season or just where they're going to start the season?
This is full season in my mind.
Yeah, because I'm probably going to adjust my my rankings in that case because I'm kind of basing this mostly on where I think they're going to be at the start of the season. But to be honest, it's not going to change much for the season itself. But the reason I think Aston Martin will potentially finish ahead of Alpine is because where they are, they're going to be fighting for higher points because they're going to be higher up the grid. There's more points on offer. So where you've got like 10th is worth a point, 9th is worth 2 points, 4 points, 6 points. Now you're looking at 15, 18, 25 points. I'm honestly thinking that Aston Martin, in the right situation, could potentially chance for a race win this season. So
I just think I think it's all just very much.
I can't see Alpine doing that with those drivers, unless you've got Ball Bottas. You're not going to have Esteban Ocon or Pierre Gasly winning a race this season. Whereas I think Fernando Alonso could. That's why I put Aston Martin as one.
Bearing in mind both those people have both won races, unlike Stroll has.
Yes, but the scenario where they won those races.
But that's the thing, is they have won them.
It was extraordinary circumstances that led to both of those results happening. It meant a lot of things had to happen Whereas I do genuinely think at Aston Martin, all it would take is a good
To
strategy
be
and
honest,
a bit of luck. Whereas it's going to take a good strategy, a bit of luck, and
my
ton of other
worry
things.
is that the Aston Martin is going to very much down the McLaren line, where it all sits on one person, and the other person is just not helping.
But
And I do wonder if that
think that when
happens.
Stroll gets back in the car, he will still. I've always said Stroll is very much like an Esteban Ocon, but not as good as Ocon.
Great in the wet.
Well, yeah, he's all right in the wet, and he's
Well,
good at
better in
point
the
and
wet,
squirt
yeah.
tracks. So it's just like I think Stroll will be getting 5th, 6th, 7th places in that car.
Okay.
And Alonso will be getting the box office results when Stroll is back in the car. Stroll will get a good handful of points. But the thing is, that's what Ocon and Gasly are. They're serial point scorers, but they're nothing special for me. That's just my opinion. So who do you reckon's coming in behind Alpine? And is it Aston Martin? Or
I think it is Aston Martin. I'm not denying they're not fast.
Cool. Okay. So that is our top 5. So I am actually going to adjust mine now because I think over the course of the season, I did have McLaren in 9th, but that's based on where they are right now. So I'm actually going to bulk them up to 6th because I think they will come 6th, but they're going to start the season 9th.
I agree with you. And
So
that's worrying that McLaren are aiming for 6th.
Yeah.
That is
which
sad.
Means
that is
2020,
sad.
they've gone from 3rd
Backwards.
to 4th to 5th to 6th.
Yeah, to 6th.
And I think 6th is pretty much their ceiling based on what we can see so far.
And I think Drive to Survive next year, there will be a load about Zach leaving.
I don't think it's Zach that'll be leaving because Zach runs the McLaren group. He doesn't run the Formula One team. I think it will be someone else, which I will be mentioning later on in my predictions. So we will park that one just for now. So 7th place, we've got Alfa Romeo, Haas, AlphaTauri, and Williams left. Who do you reckon's next?
I mean, that's such a mixed bag. I reckon
it is a bit.
I'm gonna swap you around what you've got there. I'm gonna go Haas next. I like the Haas team. I like the team they've got. I think
Hülkenberg will score more points than Schumacher. Would have.
Yeah, absolutely. And when I say I like the team, I don't like the Hulk. I don't like Magnussen, but I think it's a decent team, and they've got a chance.
Similar lineup for me to Ocon Gasly, except again Ocon Gasly probably slightly better.
And then the next 3 are my problem children, because I don't think the Alfa Romeo lineup is a bit shit. It's still shit. Zhou shouldn't be there. And it's a bit of a shit car, and it's a bit of a changing beast.
It's a big year for Zhou, isn't it? I do.
But it's a changing.
Fine rookie season. It was all right.
Yeah, but bearing in mind, Audi are going to come in. They're going to want a German driver in there. It's his last year. Let's be honest, and it's Bottas's.
Just keep in mind, Audi have got 2. Audi aren't coming in until 26.
Sorry. Okay, so there's 2 more years, and then that is a brand new driver lineup. Unless Bottas can prove himself and Zhou can really prove himself. So that is a problem. That's a problem team. The Snowden de Vries thing is a problem team. And the Albon Sargent thing is a rookie team. I can deal with it. I would love to see Williams there above them.
So
I think Williams they have a chance. Bearing in mind, they are plus 2 seconds from testing last year compared to everyone else.
Yeah, that's based on their testing time last year. So they're 2 seconds quicker.
But they were probably 2 seconds slower than last year compared to everyone else. I get that, but they have obviously had a bit of an increase. There is a slight money injection in there.
There is, yeah.
Also, can everyone get over the fact that they've got a Duracell battery on the top? That happened last season. Get over it. It really pissed me off when everyone went, "Isn't the marketing great for the Duracell?" Fuck off! It was there last year, you blind twats. Anyway,
it was there last year, but then they took it off the safe weight, so everyone forgot about it.
It's like, what are you doing? It was there. It was always there. Like, it's been there. Just stop.
I'm going to stop short of saying "fuck off, you twat" with regards to that, because I was on a podcast with someone who I class as a friend who said, "Oh, great marketing for the Duracell battery thing." So
which person was that?
I'm not going to name him.
Which person was that? I'm going to Becking hunt that episode down.
Yeah.
Which person was that? Oh my god!
I'm not going to name him, but yeah.
I mean, I'm meant to be the forgetful one of that podcast. Like, I'm the one that knows nothing. Like, seriously,
It's fine. They did take it off though. To be fair, you didn't really see it raced very often because of weight saving. So
I definitely saw it. It was definitely there.
Yeah.
It was definitely there for a few races.
So who are you going then? So are you going Williams in P8?
I would love to see it, so that's why I'm going for it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I like the driver lineup. Then
I've gone Haas.
Alfa Romeo.
So you're going Alfa Romeo in P9.
Yeah. And then
the last
AlphaTauri that's so going to be up for sale. That's so going to be up for sale. Well, it is sort of up for sale. It sort of is. I think that team is up for sale if someone offers enough money. Now, bless him, Dietrich's gone. There's definitely a move to lose the sister team. It's a big that is a waste of money.
I think
the AlphaTauri brand is a waste of money. You know, the AlphaTauri brand is a tax haven. Let's be honest.
I'm not sure it's a tax haven, but
it is.
Yeah,
it's completely a tax.
It's a holding pattern. I do think that
there's nothing. The AlphaTauri thing is just completely pointless. Why would a drinks company get into fashion of its own brand? It's a bit weird. You know, so the whole AlphaTauri thing is just. It's a tax break. No, it's they can spend money in fashion and then use that in a different way, and use it to do it. That's just business at its best. So yeah, the whole AlphaTauri thing's weird, and they really don't really want the second team. The drivers are just a bit shit anyway. So look, so long goodbye, dear friends. Tom's just told me who it was, but no, I like that person.
Anyway,
actually, I like them all on there, so I got I don't know whoever that was.
Yeah, it's fine. Moving on. Yeah. So yeah, that's. I really hope McLaren get it together. Obviously, for completely biased reasons, I really hope they get it together. I can't see it short term. I think apparently there's some upgrades potentially coming for Baku. Mm-hmm. Not really a great place to bring upgrades, to be honest, because they're probably going to get wrecked. But this
is the problem. This is where they've also got is that the way the schedule is.
Yeah, they've switched it around, haven't they?
They've switched everything around, which means that Baku is earlier this year.
Yeah, it's one race earlier, I think.
Yeah,
I think it's swapped with Imola from memory. I'll have to get the calendar up.
Which is now causing the problems. I think that's swapped around with Imola, and Imola's now bringing the wets as well. So you can't bring in anything on that wet race anyway, which where you normally would. Bringing in Baku is crazy because it's it's actually my favorite track, I think. Baku.
I wouldn't say it's my favorite track. I think it's a really exciting race. It's not my favorite track. It's one of my most looked forward to races.
I think it's a brilliant track. It's I'm weird. I quite like the city tracks. I like what's the
right? So I got it here. So it's Bahrain, Saudi, Australia, Baku. Then we go to Miami. Then
Miami's in there. That's why as well. Yeah,
Monaco, Spain, Canada. Then we kind of back into the normal thing.
Singapore is really cool.
Hungary and Spa have moved slightly. Spa is now before the summer break, I think. Yes.
That's because of the weather.
Spa is now before the summer break, and so we go to the second.
But we also now, because of China being gap, we also now have an Easter break.
Yes,
noticed that?
We do have a massive gap in April.
We have a 3-week Easter break.
Yeah. It's more than 3 weeks, isn't it? It's so we go from 31st.
3 weekends. 3 weekends off, and then
2nd of April to the 28th of April. So we basically have the whole of April off.
Yeah, I think it's 3 weekends off, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's the 4th weekend.
Yeah, it's 3 weekends off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we've got Las Vegas to look forward to as the penultimate race.
Oh yeah. The upside down dead pig.
Yeah. That's the one. I really want to get back in touch with Carsten Tilke and talk to him about the Las Vegas circuit. And and I want to call the episode Tilke to Ride.
And what possessed them to have that track through a bit of a car park and wherever random bits.
To be fair though, I don't like the country Saudi Arabia and everything that it stands for and everything, but the circuit, it gets me excited and a little bit scared. There's not many tracks that make me a little bit scared. So and like track wise, it's got a nice flow to it as a circuit. it's just so fast and so close to the barriers. I'm just petrified watching it.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing yet. I guess when we have a massive crash and like 3 or 4 cars going into each other and everyone gets out and walks away unhurt, then I'll think, yeah, okay, I like this track. But if you get to a point where people are getting hurt, I'm going to be like, no, don't want this track.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No
Cool. So driver head-to-heads. So some of these are going to be really easy. Some of them are going to be a little bit more hard to predict. So Max Perez,
right? Sorry,
who's going to win out of the two drivers?
Who's going to win more points?
Yes, more points.
Not who is better. Okay, cool.
Who is going to get more points? So Max Perez, I've gone Max. Yeah, that's.
I mean, it's
bit of a
boring one.
Bit of a no-brainer.
I mean, yeah,
Sainz.
Perez is. I'm going to go with you, except the wife's going to hate me, but I think Sainz.
Yeah, I've put Sainz as well. I've just got this feeling about Sainz. I did it kind of to be a bit.
The
more,
problem Ferrari have is who's their lead driver, and do they go down this lead driver route? Which, bearing in mind, for sure, and Leclerc go back as well.
Vassar and Leclerc go back.
Sorry, and Leclerc go back.
I think
so. That suggests there might be some favoritism there. So yeah, I've no idea. I don't know how that's going to work, but if Sainz gets it, Sainz got there by hard work. If Leclerc gets it, Leclerc's possibly got there by hard work and a little bit of help.
The thing is for me is like Leclerc, I think his peaks are higher than Sainz's, but he's also
Sainz is the constant.
Yeah, Sainz Leclerc will get to 99.9% of his ability, whereas Sainz will probably get to 95. The trouble is that will equate to a similar number of points over a season, but Leclerc will bin it once or twice a season. So if Sainz has the same reliability as Leclerc, I see Sainz scoring more points than Leclerc over the season. Unless Leclerc just gets into this rhythm where he's winning races, because I don't think Ferrari are going to be winning many races this year. I think it's going to be
but it's whether they put him on qualifying again.
Yeah, but if Leclerc's going to be finishing second and Sainz is going to be finishing third, that's not a big point swing, not a huge point swing. Whereas first and second it is. So if Leclerc gets into a rhythm and scores quite a few victories, then yes, Leclerc will wipe the floor with Sainz. But I can genuinely see Sainz finishing very close to Leclerc on points. So that's why I thought I'm gonna be controversial and back Sainz. But unfortunately, you've done the same. So there we go. Hamilton, Russell.
Why are we even bothering?
You're going for Hamilton, are you?
Yeah, obviously.
I do genuinely think it'll be close. Keep in mind that Russell did score more points. Russell did score more points than Hamilton last year, and if Mercedes are closer to the front, that means potentially more battles with Verstappen with Hamilton, and those two can't race.
But also, hang on, let's look at this. Hamilton had a load of DNFs that weren't his fault.
It was more
Russell
issues.
had less DNF. No, Russell was more consistent. Yeah. Russell
it was more
consistent,
issues than DNFs for Hamilton, to be fair. And some of them were his fault, like he had the crash with Alonso in Spa when he was going for the lead, and
but then Bottas, but then Twatface had the crash with everyone with Albon and Zhou in Silverstone.
Yeah, Russell.
So grand. Like they've all had crashes. I think
it'll be tight again, but I just think
Hamilton had a bit more had worse luck than Russell.
Yeah, and there was all the work he was doing on the setups and everything as well in the first half of the season. So I just think that he's still just got something, but Russell's going to be close. It's not going to be a walkover by any stretch. Ocon Gasly. This was a really hard one. Would you stop copying me?
I'm not trying to.
Yeah, I think Ocon, but only
I just generally think Ocon's on the safer bet, and he's been in there before.
Yeah, I think Ocon based on the fact that he's the incumbent.
Yeah.
Whereas Gasly coming into that environment, I think Ocon's just going to have the edge. Ocon ran Fernando Alonso very close in their few years together, whereas I don't think Gasly would do that.
Although, to be fair, those two are going to have fucking ruckuses, and it's going to be hilarious.
Oh, they are. Yeah, it's going to be that's going to be so much tension in that garage. Every session, whoever is not ahead is going to.
I mean, Otmar is going to have Otmar's going to have his work cut out.
Yeah, and also I genuinely think they've got buyer's remorse. I genuinely think, like right now, had they not signed that long-term deal with Ocon, they could potentially have had Alonso and Piastri in that car, because they probably would have offered Alonso a 2-year deal Because
Well, this
there was
is the
no
thing.
risk because
Have
they didn't want to
you-
lose Piastri, so there was no risk in giving Alonso a 2-year deal. Because they signed Ocon, if they hadn't signed Ocon, they could have given Piastri a 2-year deal, they could have given Alonso a 2-year deal, everybody would have been happy. And they would have had one of the best driver lineups on the grid this year. And then instead they're stuck with Ocon and Gasly.
Yeah. Have you watched Drive to Survive yet?
I've watched the first episode.
All right. There's an episode where Otmar tries to defend his new driver lineup, and it's quite funny. And he's like, actually, I think we've got the best driver lineup. And I was like, are you fucking mad? Like, Piastri is, I don't know the lads, but he's destined. He's been highly talked about.
Yeah,
And
he's definitely a Russell Norris level
Yeah.
talent.
yeah, and you're stuck with Gasly and Ocon, two French high-flying people who don't like each other, who have been in teams famously and not liked each other. Are you really sure this is the cleverest idea you've had? I think he just got short-strawed.
Yeah.
Completely.
I agree. I think it's a compromised driver lineup all over, and it all boils down to that contract offer for Ocon. So it's all stuff that predates Otmar. It's all stuff that's not his fault, but he's
it's
still
not Otmar's fault, but he's got to deal with it. They fecked up by not signing Alonso. They fecked up by not wrapping that Piastri contract with bows on top. That, I mean, I can't remember the guy's name before Otmar, really fecked up there, because there's no way that could have been that contract that Piastri should have been able to go to McLaren.
Yeah, well, they thought they had a contract with him, but they didn't. So it's their contract department that's at fault, really, for that.
Yeah.
All right, Bottas, Joe. Norris. Sorry, Norris, Piastri.
I think Norris, but I think he'd be scraping by the bottom of the barrel to Shuk.
I think Norris quite comfortably on this one.
Okay.
And the reason I think that is not a slight against Piastri. It's
just
car
first year.
Is going to be incredibly difficult to drive, especially in the early stages. And I think Norris will pull the results out. Piastri will be very respectable in it, probably do as well as Daniel Ricciardo did, maybe slightly better. But certainly when they bring their update, if the car's easy to handle, then he'll score more points.
Yeah.
But I think he'll probably be the highest scoring rookie. But I mean, that'll be tight. It's going to be close.
Yeah.
I think with all the three rookies. Bottas, Joe?
But he's also got the better car to be driving.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd be very surprised of the rookies that if he doesn't win that rookie race. I mean, Bottas shows last season in my mind.
Well, maybe. It's they might, if it's with the whole Audi thing for 2026, they might just stick with what they know. There's no point bringing someone else in unless it's someone.
Yeah,
Audi,
but hang on. But there's no point keeping those two on and then starting completely afresh when you could.
They're signing Norris. Audi is signing Norris for 2026. His contract's up at McLaren at the end of 25. If they're not winning races, then Norris will be gone. So
why do you think? Why?
I reckon Audi will be signing Norris for 2026. I'm absolutely
really
convinced of it. Because Norris is the only top-level driver that will be available realistically for Audi coming into the sport. He won't. No, he won't leave Mercedes. No matter where Mercedes are, he won't leave Mercedes.
2026. Russell's contract's over.
It will be, but I mean that's a possibility. But he wouldn't leave Mercedes.
Sainz.
Yeah, I just don't think that. I think Norris is that generational talent level driver that will be available. So that will be Audi's top target.
But you're not gonna keep Bottas and Joe.
No, but what you might do is you might. What I think will probably happen, Audi may try and maneuver Mick Schumacher into that drive for 2025, and then it will be.
Yeah, be Bottas Mick
for 25, and then probably Norris Mick for 26.
I agree. Yeah.
Or
so Joe's gone. That was right.
Or they might, or they might keep Joe for 25 and then sack him off for 25, and then have Bottas and Norris for 26, and then Bottas that'll be his last season. Yeah. But yeah, either way, it's Bottas. I can't see Joe. I think Joe will be closer than he was last year, but I can't see him doing anything major. Stroll, Alonso, are we even asking?
Well, Alonso's got this, but he's also got a head start. So
absolutely. But,
right, I'm going to go different to you here.
Oh, good, because we've gone exactly the same. So
Magnussen. Magnussen.
Yeah.
You've gone for Hulk there. Magnussen, he's been in that car for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
He knows the team. He knows the setup. He is the number one driver there. Hulk is coming in late. Hulk is a bit of a flight risk anyway, and a bit of a driver risk anyway. So no, Magnussen is safe. Weirdly, God help me, safer in that car now. And Magnussen's also matured a lot last season.
You asked me 2 weeks ago, and I said exactly the same thing as you. I just think that Hulkenberg did a great job in testing, and I just get this feeling that the consistent point scores are going to be Hulkenberg, and the flagship results are going to be Magnussen. But Magnussen will be fifth or retired.
This is why I think Magnussen and Hulkenberg. This is why I put them Haas in seventh.
Yeah, I get your logic. You know, it's good logic.
Because they are a decent lineup. I'm not excited by that lineup. I think they're both dicks, but it's a decent lineup. And I think they will pull out as long as that car is reliable, which, you know, nothing's saying anything at the moment with any of the cars being unreliable. Then that should be fine. And bearing in mind that with the now bearing in mind that now what's his name? You've really distracted me there. You've really distracted
Sorry.
me.
I was distracting Carl with the Google Sheets.
Yeah. Bearing in mind, now I've lost my thought track. I've gone off. Oh right, yeah, bearing in mind that the Ferrari boss has now left, and there is now a new Ferrari boss, and Gunther Steiner was always friendly with Ferrari. I wonder how many trade secrets have been passed over.
Yeah, possible.
So
we'll see. Right, Tsunoda and De Vries.
They're just getting nil points. So, like, why am I even bothering?
For the purpose of the tape, I'd like to point out that Carl is basically just like shrugging and waving his hands around.
They're both going to be annoying me. They're weirdly like the opposite of Magnussen and Hulk. The people that are dicks that I feel like that are actually right. These two, yeah. Who cares? Who literally cares, Tom? Because they're both shit. They're both little jumped up pricks. They're both really annoying. And actually, that whole team just annoys me. So, yeah. Good luck. Good fecking luck.
Right.
Who's the boss of AlphaTauri?
Franz Tost.
Oh. Was he Williams?
Sargent. No.
Was he at Williams? Oh.
No, that was Jost Capito.
All right. Oh, yeah. Who was in the trailer for... at the end of season 5, there's a season they trail season 6 for Drive to Survive, and Las Vegas, and he's all over it. And you're like, yeah, that was awkward.
You're gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
Right, the final team then. Albon. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think Sargent will equip himself well, though.
I think it's a great starter lineup. You know, hopefully Albon does well this year. I really would like him to make a move. I'd like him to go somewhere else, possibly if in a few years' time to McLaren is my bet, if he stays strong.
Possible. Right, some random predictions then. We'll just do 3 random predictions each, and then we'll get out of here.
All right.
My first one, I've alluded to it already. Fernando Alonso will win a race.
Okay.
Just got very excited.
In the same vein, I think that Norris will actually win a race this year.
Oh, okay. I mean, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. My second prediction is McLaren will shake up their aero department, or they can probably shape it up as well. Probably removing James Key, but it might be like they might move some positions around. I just think that the problem is the thing is,
I agree with that. Like, I think something's going to happen in McLaren.
Yeah, but you don't have to just copy me. It's fine.
No, but I think I agree. I said I agree with you. I didn't say I'm copying.
Yeah, I just think that they had the problems with the wheel brows this year that kept breaking. They had the brake ducts were designed too small last year. They've just gone. He had a good year in 2020. They reacted well to COVID. They came out 2020 punching, but then they've just gone steadily backwards since then. And I think that they're gonna. It's the end of the day. They've missed their aero efficiency targets, and the only person responsible for that is the head of aero. So I just think that technical director has to take the hit for that. So I think they will certainly do a restructuring of their aero department before the end of this season, or certainly announce it. So that's my prediction. But by the end of the year, James Key's job role will have changed, or his department will have completely changed.
Talking about changing job roles and things, I think my prediction is that the Ferrari strategy will still be fucked.
Ferrari still shit strategy. Ferrari strategy is still shit.
I don't feel they've actually fixed the problem. They haven't got rid of it.
Well, they have moved their head of strategy to a Maranello
factory base, yeah.
Yeah.
But he's still involved in the strategy. And I think
we don't know what he's doing now. He might be making the tea for the people doing strategy. Be on the team. And then this is
I think there's still some strategy.
Quite a bold one for me. Hulkenberg will score that elusive first podium.
And yet you still put Haas down below Alfa Romeo.
It is a bold one. It's going to be like an Ocon Hungary situation where Hulkenberg will just luck into it and not crash out this time. It's a bold one. It's random. It's probably not going to happen, but I'm throwing it in there just for I just think there's a possibility it might happen because that car looks like it's going to be fighting for points, and all it takes is a well-timed safety car, and you could end up being in that position. Norris got a podium last year in a McLaren that was at that time was very uncompetitive, so I think it potentially could happen.
I think there's going to be a big announcement of Mercedes. One of the three will be leaving after this year.
3 what?
And I think it might even be Toto.
Oh, as in
I think
like
Toto
Lewis, George Toto, that kind of thing, right? So Toto leaving.
I think Toto leaving.
Announcing leaving.
Yeah, depends on how well this year goes.
Okay.
But I just feel something's going on there that I think he's just tired as well.
I can't blame him. After 8 years of winning and then going into a situation where you're not winning, it's either going to completely re-engage you or it's going to completely wipe you out.
Yeah, and I haven't seen the re-engagement yet.
Yeah. Possible.
I think
he'll
there's
stay for a couple of years
formulas.
Yet, but...
I think there's other formulas and there's other things going on that might interest him.
Yeah, I mean, he may. I mean, he's head of Mercedes Motorsport at the moment, isn't he? So he might just move on to another role within Mercedes.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think he'll still be CEO, but he'll come off team principal.
Yeah, I don't think he's technically team principal. I don't think that role doesn't really exist within Mercedes. I don't think.
I think he'll take off that role, if you know what I mean. He won't be
in the garages anymore.
No.
Great.
I think, and I think just to really throw it up, I reckon Bono will take that role.
Potentially.
I think Bono will take. Hamilton will leave, and Bono will take that role.
I don't think it'll be Bono. I think it'll be something like James Allison will move back into that role. Because James Allison moved into a factory-based role away from the operations team. I think he potentially might move into it. But they were grooming James Vowles for that job when Toto left, which makes me think Toto's going to stay on for 2 or 3 more years. If James does a good job at Williams for 2 or 3 years, then he'll be the one that comes back to replace Toto. So I think Toto's got a few more years yet. But you could be absolutely right, and these things do tend to happen. Yeah. So. Cool. So that's our Bahrain prediction preview type thing. We are back. We're going to try and make sure we stay back this time. We were thinking about sacking ourselves like WTF1 did, but we decided
Did they
not
sack
to.
themselves?
Well, they sacked the whole team basically. They decided to shake it all up and brought in 4 people that don't seem to know much about Formula One. One of which is a Lance Stroll superfan apparently. So great. On that rather souring note, we're gonna head off and look
no
forward to
Lance Stroll superfans here.
No, definitely not. So we're looking forward to the racing finally getting underway, although my hopes for the season are fairly low at the moment. Certainly the opening part of the season, I think, will be a bit of a Max Verstappen.
Do you know what? I like Bahrain.
whitewash.
As a track,
Yeah,
I love Bahrain.
Yeah.
And I think I'm looking forward to Bahrain. I think it's a great opener.
I think it's
Okay,
the 19th
I don't like.
time we've raced in Bahrain now.
No,
It
really.
may even be the 20th.
I think it's a great track.
We raced there twice in 2020, obviously.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's a great track. Okay, yes, there's human rights things. I get that, but I think it's a great track, and I think it's a great opener for the season.
Yeah.
I don't think.
yeah,
I think it's better than Australia.
as an opener, yes, it is. Australia are like as a venue and an opener,
Yeah.
but I think as a race, Bahrain is a better race. So yeah, you're right. Cool. Well, we're gonna go.
Anyway,
Look forward to seeing you all.
and
after,
we shall.
So see you later.
Yeah, we're actually going to do the podcast on Sunday after the race.
After Saudi, yeah. I'm talking about Bahrain.
After Saudi.
Yeah.
So we're going to do it.
But Bahrain
Oh,
should
yeah.
be on the Tuesday.
Bahrain.
So
There you go.
hopefully we'll be back next Wednesday, I imagine, because
No,
I probably
I'm
won't
probably-
edit it Tuesday. But anyway, we will speak to you later. Bye.
Oh, yeah. I need to change. I need to talk
It's
to you.
fine, don't worry. We'll talk about it offline. Bye.
Bye.
I know that's what you were getting at, but we don't need to say it in front of everyone. It's fine.
Oh, yeah.